It should be noted that VAT will replace several existing indirect taxes. We have provisionally identified that it will replace 12 taxes, and as the Prime Minister highlighted, that is, we don't have a monopoly on knowledge, and during the consultation process, you may identify maybe other indirect taxes that the government should consider. The taxes that the VAT is proposed to replace are displayed: the consumption tax, the hotel and restaurant tax, the cable TV tax, the vehicle rental levy, traders tax, export duty, public entertainment tax, lotteries tax, the gaming machine tax, the parcel tax, the telecommunication levy, and the insurance premium tax. Now, how the VAT will work for the Federation? The VAT will be levied on taxable goods and services at a standard rate. Second, there will be a proposed special rate for hotel rooms only, a rate of 0% for certain goods and services, that is, there will be 0, and some supplies or goods and services would not be charged VAT at all. How the VAT would be calculated within the Federation: as noted earlier, a business registered for VAT in the tax period for November would charge VAT on sales. This is termed as output VAT or tax. From that, the business would deduct any VAT that they have paid on purchases or imports. This is termed as input VAT or input tax, as it's sometimes called. Again, what you'd pay is the difference to the inland revenue. This could either be a VAT payable or refundable situation. Most persons tend to understand these when they see some actual numbers, so we have provided this for you. This table displays the calculation of VAT payable or refundable by a registered business. If we were, for example, to take Mr. Scott Kane's business for the month of November, the output VAT he collected on sales was $5,000. Again, he will less the input tax, that is VAT, that he would have paid on purchases or imports, that is $3,000 per month. And we assume now, then, since the output VAT exceeded the input VAT, he has a tax payable of $2,000. And now that amount he will remit to the inland revenue on the 15th day of the month. So for the month of November, from November 1st to 30th, then he will remit a check to the inland revenue on the 15th of December. Also, what could happen is that Mr. Scott Kane's business could end up in a refundable position, which is depicted in red. The output tax that he collected, we assume, is $5,000. However, he had to pay a large amount of VAT on purchases or imports, and it amounted to $8,000. Since the input tax now exceeds the output tax, Mr. Kane's business now becomes eligible for a refund. Now, the tax return must be filed with the Inland Revenue on the 15th day following the end of every calendar month. Again, the main features of a VAT that we are proposing for the Federation is that the VAT would be administered by the Inland Revenue Department. The following entities would be authorized to collect the VAT on behalf of the Inland Revenue. 1, the Customs and Excise Departments, when goods are imported into the Federation. 2, registered businesses only on taxable goods and services that are sold. Again, as we noted, it said registered business, so you have to be registered for VAT. This brings us nicely to look at what are the registration requirements. Again, as noted, businesses will be required to register with the Inland Revenue Department to collect VAT if they meet certain registration requirements. One of the key registration requirements is the registration threshold. The registration threshold is the yearly gross sales. In the white paper, we are proposing that this registration threshold be some number between 100 and 150,000. Again, if that after the consultation process that you all as stakeholders come back and tell us 120 is a very good number for the threshold, then any business that has its total annual sales that exceeds 120,000 in a year would be required to register and collect VAT on behalf of the government. Existing businesses that meet the registration threshold would be required to register at least 2 months before the actual introduction of the VAT.